Hello everyone, this is Swati Saraf back again with yet another tutorial showing you how to put realistic lipstick on your image. So without any further delay, let's get started. Now as you can see, I have already imported my image on Photoshop. So this is the image and this is the lips जिसमें हमें lipstick apply करना है. Now what we'll do is that for a safe side, we'll just make a duplicate of the layer, Control or Command J for Mac. I'll name it lips, lips, lips. I'll make another layer of the solid color. Choose the shade of the lipstick, whichever you want to apply. Say this color looks fine to me, the shade of red. I'll press OK. Now, what has happened? What we want is that if we look at a glossy lipstick, you will notice that when light falls on it, you'll get three color shades. Basically, the highlights, wherever you get the lights, you'll get highlights in those areas. The darker parts, that is the shadows, and a merging layer that manages and fixes, acts as a feather to both these layers. Okay, so what we'll do, we made a layer of solid color. Now as we can see, the color is applied to the entire image. Now this is not what we want. So what we'll do is that we'll make a layer mask. Click on the layer, Control or Command I to invert the layer mask, and here we go. The layer mask has become black. Now we'll take a brush with foreground color as white. Press X to toggle between the foreground and the background color. And now what will happen is that wherever we paint, here we are, just make sure that you paint on the black mask, and wherever you paint with white on the black mask, that area will show up the properties. It means black has hidden the properties. Now wherever we paint white, the red color, the property that is red color over here, will start showing up in the areas wherever we paint with white. Now here we go. Decrease the hardness of the brush and I'll start painting. Now I'll just paint it quickly. You can take all the time in the world to just be perfect and paint your image properly. I'll just do it quickly. So here I have colored my lips. Now as you can see, this looks properly fake, proper fake. Don't worry, here is when blend mode comes into existence. Now we'll just solve the issue. Change the blend mode from normal to multiply. Now as we know, multiply, it is used to darken the stubs. Now the darker part of the lips, if we apply multiply blend mode, it will darken the entire part of the lips more. So we have applied multiply blend mode to darken the areas of our lips. Now we just want the darker parts of the lips to be darker. You can see it looks kind of matte lipstick effect. It gets kind of matte lipstick effect. However, we want to make it glossy and we want to apply the darker color to the darker parts. For that, we'll just double click on the layer. Layer style dialog box will appear. Now we will slide the slider of the underlying layer towards the right. Now as you can see, what is happening when you are moving the slider towards the right, the colors of this layer, the colors of layer of the lips goes away from the darker areas of the underlying layers. You can see these were the dark layers of the dark areas of the lips. Now what is happening is that the layer with the color of the lips, the red color, moves away from the darker areas of the lips. Now you can see the transition is way too hard. I'll just press Alt to break the slider apart, and you can see this is how it goes. However, we want this color to be present in the darker areas, so we'll just remove the colors from the highlighted areas, that is from the lighter areas. Press the Alt, break the slider apart, and you can see how the color magically disappears from the lighter or the shiny areas of the lips. This kind of looks fine to me. I'll press OK. Now we can see we have colored the darker areas. We even want to color the midtones and the highlighted areas. So what we'll do is Control J, duplicated this layer, and as you can see the lipstick shade has even become darker, and there we have got somewhat colors in the mid-tone areas. We'll double click and then we'll just play with the sliders a bit more to make sure as to where do we have to limit the colors. You can go according to your image or the kind of shade you want. Now we have given the color to the darker areas, that is the shadows and the midtones part. We want to color the lighter areas as well. So we'll make another layer, Control J again, and change the blend mode from multiply to screen. Now what screen does, it is used to lighten the things. It lightens up the areas. Now to we don't want the entire lips to get this effect. We just want it on the highlights. So what we'll do, double click again, and this time we'll just move the black part, that is remove the color from the darker parts of the underlying layer. As you can see, the transition is way too harsh. Press the Alt, break the slider apart and limit it to the highlighted parts. So here we go. You can play with the sliders as per your image and get the look that you want. Now this kind of works for me, so I'll just go with this one. You can anytime change the slider, you can just go and play with it to make sure what looks perfect for your image. I'll just select these layers, Control G, group it and name it. Sorry, yeah, and name it lipstick. Now, if you think that the effect is too much, you can anytime go and decrease the opacity a bit, just a bit, a slight opacity change. It will make the color a less poppy, and this is how it would look. So this was for this tutorial. Do not forget to like, share, subscribe, and moreover press the bell icon to be updated and get notified for the future tutorials. Till then, keep learning, keep editing with Photoshop. See you in the next one.